Welcome back to Elite Gameplay Analysis. My name is John. I'm a professional FC coach, and today we're going to be talking about custom tactics, playing these custom tactics against a 1000 SR player. We actually just played this out, and so I wanted to give you guys an update to my tactics I haven't played in a little bit, and this is us beating a 1000 SR player with these tactics. Chuamameka is the best player, Evo, in the game. We're going to be talking a bunch of stuff, so if you're brand new to this, guys, welcome in. This is where we break down gameplay step by step, frame by frame, to give you guys the best possible experience in all of FC to get you guys to Elite into that pro scene. So let's go ahead and dive into basically what I'm looking at right now in terms of speaking of meta, because Team Hullet just did their monthly update, and honestly, they just said finesse shot, power shot, and honestly, I totally disagree. It's all passing. It's all passing. Passing is the meta right now, and if anybody wants to argue against it, you guys just don't know how to play the game yet. So I'm going to show you guys in this this video, but let's go through just some quick custom tactics. Right now, guys, I like to say you need 3 different tactics. You need attacking, you need a balanced, and a defensive. In this video, you're going to see my balanced and you're going to see my defensive. This is my balanced attack. So basically, I have counter and balanced line height. I hate getting hit with the over-the-top spam, and to be honest, I think the ability to use a offside trap is a skill that you need to learn. And so playing this way has actually helped me significantly. But as you can see on our player roles, I'm just using ball playing defender because I just feel like it actually has been pretty good for Bastoni. But typically I would just say go ahead and use the defender. But I do step up a little bit, and Bastoni's that guy with the intercept. Don't use ball defender if you don't have intercept. But basically, fullback, defend, and then I'm going to be attacking with that left back. That's why I'm good with Sakina, because a couple things. She has almost every defensive play style. She has like attacking play styles. She's perfectly 5-star, 4-star. Honestly, I don't know why she's only like 50K. But again, my Tweety is still there. Ping pass plus, ping pass plus, ping pass plus, guys. Get the ball up the pitch. That's what the idea here is. And then Shadow Striker on 3, and Griezmann comes back, false 9. This is what it looks like. I know my brain's a little bit weird, guys. This works like crazy. And then the other tactics is actually going to be this 4-3-3, where basically I drop the CD, the center mid, into more of a holding position. As you can see, I really just wall the center. That's what we want to do. We just wall that center up. And if you look at this, I put Karchawi at a false back position. So ultimately, nobody's getting through the center, and that's what I care about. And then I've got release points on the wings. And you know what's funny is I actually will end up swapping Chuamameka all the way out to that left wing in the game. So you'll see me do that as well. So, but basically, this is those are my tactics. Now, what's meta is Chuamameka, dude. This guy is insane, man. Press proven with incisive pass and tiki taka. His ability to just whip and turn and then swing the balls is something I've never. It's as close as Zlatan as you can. If you guys saw my video release, but he also has technical and rapid. I don't notice him having a real issue without quick step, and his finesse shooting. You're gonna see his shooting is actually superb. And so I haven't seen an issue with that. Also, you can play him almost any position. So do the Chuamameka. It's the 3 combo chance, like incisive pass, acrobat, and the attacking avalanche. And he has completely transitioned my entire. Guys, this game's back. This game is back, and it's fun, and it's good again. And I think it's because passing's back, and that first touch is back. Anyways, guys, outside of that, every single one of my players, I'm trying to look at speed, quick step, incisive, and finesse. That's really what we're looking at. The only thing is Dembele has ping pass, so I do that a lot, but ultimately he's 5-star, 5-star, and he's quick step. Not great at finishing, but ultimately that's why I slap a finisher on him. False 9 on Griezmann is great. He is absolutely great. He's averaging more goals or assists per game than almost doubled his matches, so that's fantastic. This GUI card, guys, is I don't know, 5-star weak foot prime. The only thing is he's 6 foot tall. If he was 6'4", this is it's insane. It's insane. I think people overtake Ariel, but ultimately this is the squad. And then we do sub on some Bellingham a little bit as well. But let's go ahead, and before we get into this, guys, if you guys need help making coins, check out FCalert.ai. Guys, we will be returning the FUT daily updates. If you guys remember the FC daily update, where we bring you guys new leaks and all this new information, but you guys need help making coins, check out our traders here. If you guys are on PC, our AI has made 25 million yesterday, and it's making like 25. It's making between 5 to 15 million right now per day as it's starting to heat up on the AI transfer market. And these guys, once they keep getting more and more coins, they're just going to keep making more and more. So be a part of that that experience as well. So let's go ahead and dive on in to the coaching session here as we get into this. I know it's bear with me here though. Okay, so if you guys don't know, you guys can look at all my content, but I haven't done one on my actual gameplay in a little bit. But ultimately, I'm trying to create a little tiny space here. So when you see me make a lot of mistakes, what you're going to see me is like, you're going to see me end up pulling this center back out and then taking like a lane like this. And then I'm going to try to slot it right behind him. And so you'll see this right here. And all I'm trying to do is just bait him enough to where he doesn't step this way. And so then I can try to boop right through. And so he steps. I just get the wrong angle. I thought he was going to go a little bit lower. And then we try to hit that right there. And so I miss it. But here's the thing is, when I take risks, guys, it's usually a point of interest where it's going to be huge, massive. Now, I do make a lot of mistakes on what I call breakpoints in this game because it's my first game of the day. As you can see, a breakpoint here. He does a player lock, and so we need to grab space. I'm going way too hard. I don't need to do this at all. He should have played this early. He chooses not to, but we end up getting the space. And so then we're going to break into this zone here, and we're going to try to defend this lane this way. And so we're going to shield this play. This is what I call the L formation, basically walling him into a corner down here where we like to let the opponent retain that position. And then I'll try to I'll take a risk here. But if you look at this, my risk is relatively limited because of I know how fast I need to switch here. And then I'm going to need to defend either this position here or step up. If I step up, I need the whole attacking line to step up. And if I step down, he may rotate this way. So then I have to pinch inward. So you'll see this position like this. He's going to rotate. Animation break. That's an animation break. So we get into this position. So then instantly, quick position here. We're going to step down. He's going to go for a finesse maybe. If there's a power shot set up, he messes up his power shot setup. And so then we're here. And so then he's going to rip a finesse. And so we're in the way for his finesse shot. So I'm pretty sure he goes like finesse, finesse, finesse. I'm pretty sure that's how he plays, if I remember correctly. But ping pass to the striker. Again, ping pass there. And then we got Chukwuemeka just waiting for that position. And we just missed that timing. Just a little bit off on the corner there. So that's me getting back into the roots of things. That's a timing issue. That wasn't a technical thing. So a tactical thing. So right here and here. And let the space wide. We're still a little bit sloppy right now on our breaks. So then this is a fake pressure. So this is a tactic, guys, to buy time. So what we don't want him to do is cut inside, but we also don't want him to take this angle either. We want him to go more like this or like that. And so what you can do is you can kind of make it look like he's not going to pass, and then you're going to go like this. But ultimately, instead of going like this to this, what we do is we go like here, and we set back, and then we drop back. And so you'll see this position. It looks like I'm going to come at you. That's my play, and then I back out. A lot of the lower level players, like if you guys are underneath 1,000 SR, usually get this pass almost every time. I'm not kidding. It happens like all the time. And so we just allow that space to go wide, so he forces him wide. He comes on the interior. So there's our T formation. So now we need to defend this zone here. And so we're going to step into that position. I'm going to make it look like I'm going to come out wide, and we're going to cut right inside. And that's exactly what he's setting up this power shot. So when this happens, guys, the reason why this is so effective is because of the goalkeeper's position being so heavy on the front side that it opens up this back post power shot. This is where you need to not worry about anything, but only getting into this zone right here. He is not going to do anything else but take a power shot here. So you can look at this. I'm setting right into position, and I'm perfectly in that zone to block that position. That is a broken mechanic that players are doing that have I consider that a no skill mechanic, because if you can repetitively repeat it based off of how it's an AI exploitation. So if you guys are doing that, don't think yourself as like good at the game. Just think of yourself as like exploiting AI. I want to say if I was going to coach a pro, I would say do this when you get into this position, but don't try to force it every time because then it gets relatively repetitive and it's really easy to see and it's really easy to spot, especially if you're quick on a rotation. So if you guys are able to do this and you're still struggling, let's keep going. You're going to see some really fast goals. So right away, we get right up to the position. This is why I actually invite the power shot, is because of this zone right here. I get tons of space. And if you guys watch all my content in the attacking highway, tons of space in my queen's position. We get the ball right up to the striker. There's the break. Now we got a tactical advantage. So if you guys look at this within seconds, I have already beat the numbers game. We have the numbers game going. And so now all I have to do is get him to bite on one. He's most likely going to drive back or he's going to step forward, whichever one he chooses to do. So we hold and we wait. And then I'm going to try to be cheeky with it. He does recover, but now we're going to be balanced. We're going to try to maintain momentum. Unfortunately, Chuemeka is lagging, and I get the ball out wide, and so that's unfortunate. So I messed that up. I messed that one up again. But I want you guys to see something. The difference between like my level and the opponents here is that he takes like 30 minutes. He's 70% possession against me, but then the second I get the ball, I'm already able to get further into his defense than he was able to break down me. He's in total chaos right now, and that's what it takes to be able to score every time, is how can you get your opponent into total chaos. And it's usually balanced off of like how fast you can play it, how quick you can manipulate, how fast they play, because if they don't play fast, it's hard sometimes to manipulate them. They just draw back, right? So again, it's really about how fast can you create chaos. Here's the shift down. This is us forcing the play wide. As you can see, that played this way. And so that's where we're inviting. That's a way longer to take of a play than this. Now allows us to get into this zone. So now he's going to probably try to rotate this. So we're going to drag down and play that striker. Yep. And there we go. And so now we're going to pinch. And this is what I call a positional pinch. And what I mean by that is there's no position over here. So I can take the risk. I can take the risk on Lorente here while I'm out there, and he barely gets that by. So this is something that I haven't been showing in my coaching content because I don't think a lot of players are able to have this data collection. You have to be able to be aware that that winger is not present to be able to do this, because if a winger's there and you step here, you're done. You are done. And trust me, it happens more often than not, because if you start stepping with your right back, it's that you could create a bad habit against yourself, and then you're getting toasted every single time. So he barely breaks, and so now I have to shift. Now I'm going to try to create a zone, and so I have to watch out for that passing lane. And so we essentially avoid all of that blunder by being really, really smooth within our crosshair rotation. So if we see this back again, you can see I'm taking out the pass here. I'm taking out that pass, and then this is out as well. Now he has to rotate the play. And so he still has no winger there. So by attacking without the winger, it's way better than if he's going to be able to get out to the width, and then you're going to be able to be broken. I make an improper player switch, as you can see, but now that player switch is out, now I have to drag Sakina all the way in, because I have a lagging indicator of time against me. So now he's going to try a sprint boost in, maybe try this, try that. And so we're going to most likely take a central position and try to drag down like this. So that's exactly what we try to do. And then we press high. This is where I need to pull an offside trap, and I ignore it. And this is where you're going to get into issues, because my offside trap should be about off right here right now. And so it doesn't jump. And so now I have essentially just given him a huge space. And so this is a bad habit. This is from me not playing perfectly or that much lately. But we are coming back into it. So this is a rarity, but basically whenever my defense breaks when I'm actually defending for longer than like 3, 4, or 5 seconds without a counter, this is rare. But we get into a good spot. So even with the rare position, I mean, you have like a second to break me down. Literally, you have less than a second to break down a structured defense. And so there's the power shot from deep. And again, he's too far out to actually hit this one. And so we weren't too worried about it, but you can see I'm trying to get into that space. I'm still seeing the space. So Buffon is the greatest thing against finesse shots and power shots. I promise you that. And if you guys are struggling against the aerial corner kick meta, This is Matuidi against Konate against a 1,000 SR player. And I'm telling you guys, the aerial thing is not really a thing anymore. If you get into the spot, what you want to do in this is you want to get right into the position. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hold down circle as hard as you can at this ball position right here. You're going to hit this position. You're aiming for the ball position. So what happens is so many players are using A or X. When I mean that is like A, like the X button on PlayStation A. They use A here, or they use square here, and they try to guide the ball. You don't want to guide the ball in this position. You want a total clearance. What happens if you guys don't understand on the compiler? So when the game reads, you have a top-down mechanics that read a compiler. So basically it's like priority, right? So if I draw this out, I say there's a priority queue. If you guys understand how the coding actually works, basically you have like first, right? You have first priority, you have second, and then you have, third, right? Whatever it is, fourth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Basically what I want to show you guys is this. So inside each one of these queues is basically a variable, X variable, let's say, right? We have a Y variable and a Z variable. So what I like to say is something very simple is like your X variable is your button, right? The button you press. The Y variable is the opponent's buttons, right? And then the Z variable is actually the what is it? The physics, right? And I could say the last variable is going to be, let's just say you have another variable, and that's going to be the actual like body type, right? The body type / stats, right? So basically all of these variables create what I call an object. If I don't know if it's actually object oriented programming or if it's just the collision event inside the actual in the development. But basically what happens is you can still beat body type and positioning if you use the proper button, if the opponent's not using the proper button, and you're hitting the right physics. And so, unfortunately, I don't want Matuidi here. I want Bastoni here, and that is something, a mechanical thing I have on the issue. I need to get, I guess I need to change my roles up because that's not what I want. I'd rather have Bastoni there. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is if you use the right button mechanic, you're going to have a higher priority. And this is going to give you a higher RNG variable. And so what RNG stands for is random number generator. And when you have an RNG variable high, it's like a package of code. Imagine this being like a 900 rating of a package of code, right? Or a 90 rating of package of code. And then they use A here, and then they have like a 70 rated or package of code. You are going to be in first priority, so it's going to animate for you versus them. Now in this position, I can tell you that physics with the quick step. I can tell you that with my mechanics. I can tell you I probably beat my opponent's button mechanics. He didn't green time it. I'm being able to beat him and compete with him with the physicality stats off the quick step. So based off of all that information, that's what creates an animation like this and what we call a collision event, right? So basically, what I'm trying to say is press circle, aim for the button, and clear the ball. It doesn't matter as much with aerial anymore. It does, but it doesn't. As long as you understand the mechanics, I hope you understand what I mean by this. If you have aerial plus and you don't apply these mechanics, it's going to feel like it's the most overpowered thing ever. But if you use the proper mechanics in these positions, you are going to be able to stop this 95% of the time. 5%, sure. But here's the thing is, I have been saying that last season, guys, if they had fixed aerial plus last year, I mean, there's like, you would have probably seen me competing in tournaments because that's the only time people could score last time. But sets up for a finesse shot. Anyways, if you guys haven't found value from this, you guys should. And if you guys need help making coins, as you guys know, you guys can always check out FCalert.ai to make coins. But guys, drop a follow, drop a sub. If this is a new type of content for you guys, let's go. Let's go. Let's get better. Here we go. There's a cut in. I'm trying to rip a pass here, and so I don't see the position. So this is the standard issue of where I'm seeing all this space, and I'm not, and it's just barely off. That Chavez reactions is so high that it just like gravitates towards him, and he has 91 interceptions, so it's like ball basically just goes to him. And so you can see how fast I try to get the ball up, and there's a purpose behind that. There's a purpose for how fast I'm trying to get the ball to the strikers here. I'm trying to get this up while those center mids are back. If those center mids don't get back in time, then I have a huge advantage. So you can see I get right up here, and then I'm going to try to whip the ball right back in. Unfortunately, I need to tap R1 here. I don't tap R1, and this is from me not playing enough. Give me like a week, and you'll never see that probably ever again. But not even a week, maybe tomorrow, maybe like 3-4 games. But ultimately, here we go. Ball's played. Wait, see, that's where I'm making mistakes. This is where I'm making mistakes. I don't need to make that pass just yet. Ball roll away, then right up to the striker. Looks like we're going to speed boost out. We want him to think that. We want him to shift. We want him to be now he's second guessing his position, and now we can beat him. I'm trying to hit a creative run inward. It doesn't register, and you can see how I do this little like weird. If you see this little feint, I'm actually hitting the creative run to go, and they've changed the priority of how creative runs are set, and it's really frustrating now. But here's Chukwuemeka. Here's where he is good. Here's the fake boom, and just a simple, nice little back locker cat to cancel to finish this one in. So this is like the ultimate of like game of wit. Once you get a finishing position, guys, you want to be able to manage it. So now we really think he's here, right? So that's what we look at. So it looks like I'm going to sprint boost into that space. So he's down. That creates the gap up here. This is what I call a C gap. So this is A, B, B gap, and we're going to attack straight through the C gap. And so now I'm going to make it look like I'm going to draw it back. I make him player switch back, make him thinking I'm going to turn and rotate. That puts me right into the attack position, and then setting up the actual finesse shot plus. So we set up the proper play style with that in sync. So when that stuff works in sync, man, it's so much fun, right? But ball's bouncing off the top of me, and then there's that finesse shot again. And so if you look at this, he's having to animate. So his RNG code is having to animate. The reason why it doesn't go in is, one, Buffon's an absolute monster. But two, he has to animate past 1, past 2, past 3 defenders. That makes it a lower RNG variable per probability. So anyways, last season that probably still would have gone in. This year it's gone down a little bit. I'm not going to lie, guys. I've like the past couple days, I just started getting back into the game. Ever since this update, ever since I got Chukwuemeka, dude, I'm just telling you, I've been loving this play. So there's Chukwuemeka, and then he just shields the play off. He is my favorite player I've played with since like this early in the game, since Zlatan. I think Zlatan came around that Future Stars in like FIFA 2022. But here's the concept here. So let's break this goal down. Ball comes in again. We get the ball out before we actually did. This whole thing was set up from the goalkeeper's position, right? For some reason my mouse doesn't want to connect there. So we have this huge space. I want to capitalize on that. I take a risky play here, but the reason why I took a risk is because I saw the momentum of the players. So I'm going to rocket this play forward. I'm going to rocket this play forward, and then I'm going to try to pull the ball down and make him rotate, make it look like I'm going to play this way, right? I'm going to try to avoid a tackle, and then this is where we have to be cheeky. Now it looks like I'm going to play the ball out wide. And this is where, guys, you always need a second run. So this is where he's going to just like get like this, just barely, or he doesn't even player switch, and then we just slot it right through. It's a timing thing. You actually look here. He was so shocked by this, he actually switches out here because he wasn't even ready for that anticipation, which really allowed me to get just one more step, and I avoid the tackle, and then Chukwuemeka with the finish. God, I've been loving this game, man. That feels like a real goal, man. That felt good. That felt good, FIFA. That's good classic gameplay, man. That's it. That's what we've been waiting for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting, it's been so long. Last season, FC 24, guys, the end of FC 24 was so much fun, and so the fact that we're getting, like, this type of gameplay this early now really excites me. Please do not nerf. Do not nerf passing. The passing meta is the way to go. Here we go. It's a little step movement here. There's the way. I barely missed this moment right here. So, but you guys, I want you to feel the energy from my attack. Right when I get the ball into a spot where he is just like, he's in total chaos every time I touch the ball. This is a 1,000 SR player, guys. This is one of the top 500 players in the world, right? This isn't like this isn't your average Joe that I'm getting to be this shaky, right? It's what I'm trying to say is, like, you guys have to play quick to be quick, right? But like you have to also know how to be passive, like in this scenario. Like, you can see I'm going to charge at him, but I pull back. This is my fake. So earlier we attacked him, and so now we're going to step back, and so then it forces like this weird pass, and we make him we're constantly making him have different, like, I guess, views, or like different like plays, or different, I guess we're giving him different concepts every single time we touch the ball. But like right here, this is an example of like where I make a mistake. This is where I need to take the touch here, and then I need to like rotate the play here. Now, sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I like to be a little bit cheeky and then pull back on it and then play it this way. And but he steps through. And so as you guys can see, this is what's broken right now, and it's reactions. That is not that's not like a clear animation. Like, you see how the ball, like, I'm trying to like, see how the animation, I'm trying to like pull back on it, and like ball rolls me into him. That's because of how good his animations are, Xavi's animations. So Xavi is literally broken. That's an example of being broken. And then here he is between, if somebody's going to score a finesse shot, you're going to have to do it with like 3 defenders on you. He's just passing it right into that space, and it animates around him because I'm holding R1. And so, like, this is where I get annoyed at the game, because he doesn't do anything special here. He just turns, passes it back, and then hits a rip. And it's through defense. This is not good gameplay. This is an exploit. This is somebody that might be good at the game, and he might be good at games, and he might be good at video games. He's not good at like the analysis side, right? He's not good. He's like, you put him out on a pitch, you put him on a pit, you put him in the controller. He's the top 500 player in the world. You put him on a pitch, he's not even an average Joe, right? Because he's not breaking me down mentally. What he's doing is just he's passing, and he's using a broken mechanic. Pass and use a broken mechanic, right? Me, what I'm trying to do is this type of cheeky type of movement, and I make a pass, right? And so I'm trying to do stuff that's actively engaging the brain and thought process. Whoop. And so I make a mistake here. This is unfortunate. I should have passed it to Dembele. He tries to offside trap at the wrong time. And this is where roll pluses really make a difference, because, oh man, that ping pass as well. I just needed a lob. I just needed to hit this pass here and then rip. But what can you do? What can you, like, do you not shoot that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that should be nerfed or not, but to me, the chances of a goalkeeper saving that are smaller than that going in, and so RNG should be based off of that. And so he gets a really good pass here, and then he shoots near post, which is a really good finish, because I blocked the far post. It doesn't animate. Now, if I have higher reactions, I win this because of my animation. So if you see this, my animation comes in. I still had time to block it. This is actually a mistake right here. I'm trying to charge this, and I need to get him here. It looks like he's outside, and then he takes the AI's making this incisive run now. So you really need to focus on that position, and so I didn't get to it in time, and I'm expecting him to actually hit this, which I was thinking he was smarter than just trying to hit a through pass, and so I was actually giving him a leeway, thinking that he's not going to pass that. Instead, he does. And so we barely animate there. So that's a good play. You know what? Fair enough. That one's on him. That's I would say a defensive error as well, because I didn't player switch there. And so he capitalized on it, and then he had to rotate and adjust to a near post finish, which is good, right? It's good. He didn't really, he was just static play. He didn't throw any fakes though. And that's why I get annoyed, is like when players are able to be static and win games versus just knowing mechanics, versus like, here's that L defense again. So here's the L. And you'll see this when they over the top to the winger, and then he's going to try to hit this lob again. And then they're setting up that finesse shot. And so we set up and defend this. I want you to see something really unique here. But if you guys want to defend the finesse shot with your goalkeeper, you can click double tap triangle, and the player's going to rotate towards the middle of this pitch. So you can see how he rotates right here. And so that puts him right into the attacking lane. And that's actually why you get that really bad animation there, even though he was in actually an okay spot, is because I double tap. Oh, that's a bad position. See, this is me being really sloppy, right? So I just conceded 2 goals. Now I'm playing aggressive, and I'm pulling my center back up. Then I get the ball, and so then I get happy about that, and I go right back at him, and I'm almost there. So imagine if I avoid this tackle and I'm able to slot that in. You give me 10 more points of pace with Griezmann here, and you my friends have a different John Sims. right? You have a different guy out here, and that's why I'm so happy to have Chuekameka, is because I'm getting that ability to. He's a little bit of a rap. He's got first touch. He's got quick. He doesn't have quick step, but he has first touch. He's got incisive, press proven. So you get you on me on your back. I'm still pressing proven, and then you get me on a quick step or a poof, the rapid to get into a position. If I do quick step, I get a little boost right there. Even with it based, but this is something I'm having issues with. This is an animation. So this is where, if you guys are dissecting the game from analysis to mechanics, and you see a ball bounce like this, bop, 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 I need to click R1 to pull the ball in. I need to pull him in before I hit that pass. And so that's, like I said, that's a mechanic that I recognize in game. So I think I rotate. I got queued up. And so this, again, this is an example, guys, where I use the wrong mechanics as well, because so I get queued up right here. I use the wrong mechanics, and this is where Bastoni should dominate this, but I use X here. I remember using X because all I want to do is just pass the ball right here. And so he still wins the ball here because he probably overpowered square. So it goes X is lowest, square, then circle on aerial balls. And so that's why he wins that. And plus he had like slightly better position, even though Bastoni's like a monster compared to Del P. Oh, and I get a bad animation, sets me in a bad spot. And again, we get lucky here because I make a bad pass. The wingers defensive positions, I don't think should be as easy to be in front of in between like a crosshair between the attacker and them. I don't think. Let me see if I actually look at. If I look at the attacking performance, I do the match stats. So this is what it looks like at match stats, though. He's 66% possession. He's got like a 0.6 shot rating or 0.9. So he's 10%. I'm at 20, right? But I don't think like my shots were like I had a wide open shot on one. And then, I mean, it should be like 1.5 in my opinion. His are from deep. And he should be at about a 1 off of that. So I think that's fair though. But or a 0.5 off of the one shot from near post. I would say that was probably a pretty high goal expectancy. But right here, so now we're setting up this finesse shot position. So I'm defending the interior, kind of managing that L zone, and then we actually get a tackle. I'm just trying to play it forward, and so I get in a bad spot. He plays it quick, so we push out. And so that's a break point, guys. These moments right here where you win the ball and then you make a bad pass, what's happening is the way the game operates is that if you have like an offense, okay, so if we have offense and you have defense, well, what is the AI trying to do? You know, once you go on offense, well, I'm on a counter. So what does that mean? Everybody's trying to go forward. So if everybody tries to go forward, right, that means that everybody should be running this way, which means that ultimately they all have to stop and then rotate back, right? And so the same thing with defense. If you're going from defense, all your players are going to run back. So it's like this weird, like accordion style movement. And so what happens is there's like this weird moment right when you win the ball, you lose the ball, and you win the ball. You can see how Sakina's like thinking to still run forward because she's trying to be a part of the play. And then the ball gets into this position. And so this is where you have to be really clinical and be able to manage and maintain defensive position, defensive shape to force him wide. As you can see, I step in and I'm going to step down here if he makes the pass. And so if he played that through, he probably got that one in. Honestly, based off, again, I make another mistake there. Then I have to step. So we get into a lock position where I end up stepping. And so I don't usually like to do this, but if you look, I get into a spot where I'm basically the timing had to be there. And then we get Gooey right up front, and there's the pass. We almost get it, and there's the push. So then I'm going to step, and I was expecting to push back, so I was just going to go forward. So there we go. One. There's the touch. There's the turn. There's the rotation. And we're trying to get it out wide, so now we're going to rotate and push. There it is. Now we're actually going to slot it up the pitch, and we just missed the angle somehow. That Kanate is a monster, isn't he? Absolute beast. Now he's playing pressure. And so, oh, dude, this is Chuekameka, man. He's so close to it. So there's a step down. So this is a high press position. And so this is what ultimately drags into that position. So We win this spot by just playing it quick ultimately. So we get this position barely, right? And so now what we see is this. I'm seeing this zone up here and I'm seeing a space through. And so I really, really like to see this position. And then it looks like we're going to pass it down. And so all I do is wait for him to break a position. And I try to do this little move where you go back. Yeah, it has to be really tight, but anticipate plus is tough to get around. I'll tell you that. So there, I'm charging with Chukwuemeka, and there's that high pressing position. Forces the bad pass. Now we're in a zone. And he gets a tackle back. So there, forcing a really quick pass there. There's a high step again, force it wide. And so then we drag down, then we're going to drag over. And we just stay high on that, which is rare. And so we're going to pull in, and then we push in, and then there's that step. That's a high aggressive play. And I'm trying to actually go to Chukwuemeka. And if you actually saw my control, I promise you I was trying to go there. But there's a mistake. And so then we stay in here. This is actually a really cheeky move right here. He gets this back dribble, which was insane, but he tries a speed boost on that. What an idiot. What an idiot. Dude, he had me beat. He had me toasted. He had me absolutely roasted here. Look at this. He gets me right here. Like, whoa. All he had to do is just wait and then play this pass here and then get me to commit like this, right? And then try to go here. He basically had both of these, depending on how I rotate. But that's the shift defense. Right up to the striker. Here's that ping pass plus. This is why I have ping pass plus on my center mids. And then right into that through position. Here we go. Wait. And we have to go right back into the center. I don't like it being on the wing, so we get right back into the attack position. There's that ping pass again, making him onside. And Chukwuemeka with the perfect 99 attack positioning. I think it's 99 or 97 or 98 or something like that. Making him just absolutely superior on the roll position, which is fantastic. And so there, now we're defending the rotation. Interior step. We miss. We're going to wait. We know he's going to go for a speed boost. This is a finesse shot. There's the finesse touch. And there's the pass. And I didn't get the R1 in. And I was just trying to rotate. That was a bad pass on me. A poor break point again. If I was in a pro tournament and I made that pass, guys, I'd be pissed at myself because there's no need to make that. Here we go again. This looks like a setup for an over-the-top pass. And so that's what we make him think. And I'm actually trying to get that interior run again. He just won't take that interior run, which is really annoying. But we take a high step. Now we get, I was trying to get this out to Kaká, and I make a bad pass again. But basically, I'm trying to get this ball right out here, and I'm going to try to run this in. So I'm going to try to hit here, step, and then feed the pass through. And instead, it goes to Griezmann, which then I'm trying to then it messes up my timing. So killing your momentum can kill your timing significantly. There's a beast, Bastoni. And again, I'm making the wrong pass. I need to go here, and that's what I'm trying to do, and it just overpressures me. But then Chukwuemeka, man, he gets his sing, and then he slides, dude. He just broke. He's literally broken. Here he is. There's the pass, and then yes, with the assist, 2 goals and assist. But this is all Chukwuemeka. This is all Chukwuemeka. Look at this. Press proven position. He shields off, takes his tackle step. Dink. Right, high RNG based off of the incisive pass. Now he's going to get the ball back, and now he's press proven, turn, boop, and then dink. Dude, I'm telling you, Chukwuemeka. If you haven't done the attacking avalanche, you need to do the Chukwuemeka Evo with the incisive pass. And there's the old Travella. So he's on the far side. And somehow, dude, the Buffon guy, dude, Buffon, man, he's literally playing like, he's literally broken. I think EA did that on purpose, which I am so happy about. Too bad the game wasn't like this in FC Pro when the original FC Pro events were going on. Because, dude, if the game is this fluid at the beginning of the year, like it's just a totally different game. And so I just don't understand how they can actually have pro tournaments with such a different game. There's the finesse shot again. So this is the rotation. This is defensive. This is defending level 1, level 2 defense. And then here's the rotation, level 3, as I talk about all the time. And so this is that kind of this is kind of being a T formation, but the high step. And so this is when we throw in the offside trap. So we drag these guys forward on this rotation. And so what that does is it allows me to manage both spots here, allows me to manage that run, and then he's going to try to go open here. And so now I can step into a finesse shot position, and that's exactly what we do. And so we're just managing structure. I mean, that's all we're doing. That, guys, again, this isn't your average Joe style player. So now I said, you know what? I don't want that pressure, so I'm going to pull into the 4-3-3. It's the last 75 minutes. I am going to put in Bellingham. We're going to put Chuameka back in, though, because of the way it works. Like, it's really weird, but if you sub the player off and then you sub them on, then you sub them off. So if you sub a player off and then you sub them back on before you exit, it like keeps everything structured. But if you go and switch anything, it'll switch everything, which is really annoying how the code works. But that they're not independent. They're all like dependent off of each other versus independent. It's almost like a duplicate reference. And this is an example of a challenge position. So this is where he had me beat. So he gets in through what I call the queen's position. Barely. He has to animate there. You see this? This is a reactions thing. If I have the new Matsweedy, I don't think he gets this. You see that animation? That's an animation reaction. That's an animation break. Usually to beat me, you have to get 2 or 3 of these in a time. So right here, and so then we get the second animation. So there we go. So this is what I saw earlier. He attacked on the wing, and so we're going to allow him to go into that space. So we defended the finesse shot, and then we defended the quick step position, which I figured that's what he was trying to do. So there's the queen step. And then now, if you look, here's the difference in a 4-3-3. I've got Griezmann on a false 9, so I can really hit some long balls too if I need to. Hits the counter. And there he goes on a finesse shot again. And how did he get in here again? Yeah, we stepped high. So this is where I haven't been playing the 4-3-3 as much, and I've been pressing this, and I don't like. I felt I should have been scored on that one probably. To be honest, that one I should have let in. But ultimately, there's a position all the way forward. This is where we want, and just fake the position. Now we got Dembele all the way forward. So timing is everything in this game. And so then I'm trying to hit this. And so Chukwuemeka is taking the interior run, which is really annoying. But okay, so there's a step. I think he scores again. I believe. So there's the step. Trying to get the ball. And so this is where I take the touch. This is where your speed of play matters so much. And so, like, this is where when you win the ball here, you want to take half a second and hit a fake shot and let him jump and then play this ball out wide. That's what I really needed to do. Or if I take this pass, I need to turn with this rotation versus this rotation. And this is such an important concept because most of the time players are always turning into the shoulder. So you can see how my shoulder position is going this way. My angle is this way, but the problem is it's shorter for it to take it this way than it is to take it like this. Now, I'd like to go up and around versus in and around, right? So it takes it that way. So that's one of those mechanic things. So if you guys are struggling with dribbling, but we end up winning that position as well. Up there's the top position. There's the rotation, and I'm just trying to feed it through. I really should have just outletted this way, but again, I'm taking these I don't need to be playing like this. Now I could start playing possessive, but I just don't play possessive. And so I'm stepping high again, the 4-3-3. This is a bad position. I think he goes for, there's a step again. So I don't R1 there, and there we finally get in the accidentally player lock. I don't mean to player lock this. And so then I'm not able to click R1 off of that pass. And so that's why that happens. If I used R1 there, it's I'm getting that pass. I'm getting an outlet. I don't need to step in here. This is ridiculous now, John. This is dumb. This is dumb. Now that I have like that Bellingham in that top position, I really feel I can manage the structure again. Here's the rotation. And so we get to that spot. So that's all good. And so then now we're just going to be passive, I think. I think my mind's like, okay, John, you just need to chill. Out wide. There's the turn. and it doesn't break for some reason. There's the play in all the way up to the striker. There's the touch run right here. Sakina Karchawi with the double square, and then an easy finish from there. So if you guys like this type of content, make sure you guys drop a follow. This is the real way to play games. This is the real way to improve. This is my technical analysis. If you guys want to see my gameplay analysis breaking down Division 4, Division 2, Division 1, Elite Gamers, and beyond, check out all of my coaching content on our, I think it's a podcast, but ultimately, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Keep rocking on. I'm glad that this game is back. We'll see you tomorrow.